Hello and welcome to 40 Days of Habit. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grace Marshall. I am a head coach, chief encourager and productivity ninja at grace-marshall.com. So one of the things that I love to do is to help people to, find a way of working better, doing their best work, having fun doing it, and having a life outside of work as well. And that's what I'm all about. I help people in all sorts of different ways. And one of the things that people often say to me is, it's so good to have ideas and tips about what to do, but sometimes it's really hard to turn that into a habit. Sometimes it's really hard to go, okay, I know that's what I should do, but it's really hard to break a habit. It's really hard to build a new habit. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create this 40 Days of Habit. So the idea is that it will be 40 days of sharing bite-sized baby step tips with you around how to make or break a habit. It's all about helping you to go through a journey. If you just want to watch me go through the journey, that's fine. I'll tell you all about the habit that I'm trying to build at the moment. But also I'd love to invite you to join me on that journey, to come with me and to tell me about the journey of what you'd like to change. So is there something that you've been meaning to either start doing or stop doing or do differently? Are there some habits that you'd love to kick at some point? I think Lent is a brilliant time to get something from, get something from Sunday into real days in the calendar. So to give you an example, 6 years ago, I decided to write my first book, which is this one here, 21 Ways to Manage the Stuff That Sucks Up Your Time in 40 days over Lent. And the only way it happened in 40 days is by creating that space of going, I'm going to get this done in 40 days. And I created a program, and some of you watching this or maybe watching this later might have been on one of those programs called 40 Days of Baby Steps. And it's amazing how much stuff we actually got done in 40 days. And so that's one of the beauties of Lent, is that it's time limited. It's a trial period. So you can say, okay, for the next 40 days, I'm going to make a decision and commit to doing something differently every day for 40 days and just see what happens. So the beauty of having a trial period is there's a start line, there's a finish line, and that's always great. But also it's also about being able to to give something a go and to be able to say, do you know what, it might not work, but I'm going to try it for this period of time. And if at the end of it doesn't work, or at the end of it I just want to go back to the way things were, I completely can. I've got total permission to do that. So that sense of having a trial period, almost having it as limited edition, gives you permission to give something a go. It's not too heavy, it's not going to be forever, and I can just play with it and see what happens. Word warning, it can end up being for forever, even if you didn't intend it to be. So just to let you know, a while ago, quite a long time ago now actually, I actually gave up alcohol for Lent. And afterwards, unintentionally, I found that I couldn't drink after that. Basically, I get to the ill parts of being drunk without the nice bits. So sometimes unintentionally, it can be forever. Another one year, I gave up having sugar in my tea. And ever since then, it's been milk, no sugar for me. So just a word of warning, sometimes the effect lasts longer than you intended to. But anyway, Lent can be a great time just to have real days in the calendar to say, okay, this is the day it starts, this is the day it ends, I'm going to give it a go for 40 days and see what happens. And that gives it an impetus as well, because sometimes there are some things where we go, yeah, I'd like to do that, I'd like to do that someday. And putting real days in the calendar actually makes it happen. Gives you an impetus to start something, stop something, change something, but also it means that you can do it with company. So there's me. Who else shows up? I don't know. But let's do it with company. Let's share it with each other, and then that also makes it a little bit more fun as well, rather than something that you're only holding yourself accountable to. So what I'm going to do is every day for Lent, I'm going to share a tip with you. It will be a small tip, probably a bite-sized video around something that will help you with either making or breaking your habit. And I'd like to encourage you to give it a try, tell me how it goes, pop some comments in and let me know. But also once a week, I'll jump on here and do something live with you, because I'd love to hear back from you, love you to share your journey. What have you been trying? What have you put into place? What have you noticed? Because so much of this experiment, as it were, is noticing what works, what doesn't work, what do you want to change, and and it's a huge learning journey as well. And that brings us, I guess, to day one's tip, which is decide. The thing about deciding to do something is that it turns it from something where you go, oh yeah, I'd like to do something about that. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like something I'd like to do. It moves it from that kind of someday space into, actually, this is what I'm going to do about it. So if, for example, you're thinking, I'd like to move more, I'd like to be more do more exercise, I'd like to be more healthy, then it's actually making that decision of going, well, what am I going to do about it specifically? So it could be, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps a day, or I'm going to go for a run each day. And when we make that decision, two things happen. One, it makes it much more specific and doable. So instead of saying, get fit, get healthy, it's saying, this is exactly what I'm going to do. It makes it much more actionable. And therefore it's something we can do rather than something we can think about or worry about. And the other thing is you define a scope. So if you say, I'm going to go for a run each day, the minute you've gone for a run, that's it, it's done. You know exactly what success looks like. So for example, it might be, actually, I'm going to have a 10-minute run each day, or I'm going to have a 5-minute run, or I'm going to run for a mile, or whatever it is. So the more specific you can make it, the easier it is to know exactly what you're going to do and know when you're done as well. And psychologically, we get, as human beings, we get a bit of a dopamine hit when we're able to say, yeah, that's done, when we get that sense of completion. So rather than just saying, I'd like to sleep more, which actually is one of mine, what I've decided is that I would like to, what I'd like to aim to is get 8 hours of sleep every day. And one of the reasons why I want to do that is I just want to see what kind of a difference it makes. So I know here that sleep makes a difference. I kind of know when I've had a bad night's sleep that I'm not as on it, and when I've slept well, I'm better. But I just want to test that kind of 40 days of sustained, good night's sleep. Now, there are some of those things that are out of my control. So sometimes I can go to bed and be in bed for 8.5 hours and not have 8 hours sleep. So one of the things that I would suggest is, when you decide what you're going to do or give up, or whatever it is that you want to use Lent for, try and make it something that you can do. So for example, one of my outcomes is I'd like to try and get 8 hours of sleep every night, and I've got a Fitbit that tracks my sleep, and it tells me how many hours I've been awake and asleep for and things like that. But I can't actually control whether I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning and not be able to get back to sleep for another 10 minutes, or whether I just have a very broken night's sleep. So the thing I'm going to tell myself is I'm going to be in bed for 8.5 hours each night. And hopefully that will help me to get around 8 hours sleep. Now I might adjust that, but if I just make that commitment, go, it's 8.5 hours in bed, that's something I know I can do. And so, even if the outcome can be variable, at least my commitment to what I'm going to do is decided. And the beautiful thing about having made that decision is I don't have to keep making the decision. I don't have to keep going, well, do you think I could get away with 7 or 7.5? Or, you kind of eliminate having to make that decision every day. You've made one decision and just stick to it. And that actually makes life a lot easier. It's less of a cognitive load on our brains and our decision-making power and our willpower as well. And I'll talk about willpower another day. So, what might you be either giving up or starting or practicing? Let me give you some examples. So it could be a health thing, so like giving up sugar, or giving up a particular thing. So my kids, actually, my daughter tried to get away with giving up ketchup. I think she said she hates ketchup. She never touches the thing. I was like, it doesn't work like that. So she's decided to give it up on crisps. My son has decided to give up having crisps and chocolate and biscuits after school as a snack, and he's going to have fruit instead. So he's been very specific about his after school snacking. He's going to replace the crisps and chocolates or biscuits or whatever with fruit. So that's his decision, that's his specific thing. My one is getting some sleep. Some other ones, for example, it could be around your attention. So it could be about focus. So maybe it's about removing a distraction. So it could be, I'm going to take myself off Facebook for 40 days. Obviously, that means you won't be able to join in on the Facebook Lives, but hey, it could be that I'm going to actually delete a game off my phone that I always go to, or change an app, or I'm going to impose a screen limit. So it could just be for the first hour of the day I'm not going to look at social media, or I'm not going to go on a screen for the first hour of the day. So making it specific can be something like, okay, I can do that. I can deal with that. It could be around mindfulness. So maybe you've heard that practicing mindfulness, maybe doing a bit of meditation is a good thing to do. It can be really helpful for your productivity, for your well-being, for your mental health. It could be that that's something you've been thinking, oh, I'd like to give that a go. So maybe you could use these 40 days to go, 40 days of Lent every day, I'm going to, practice 5 minutes of mindfulness. Or I'm going to listen to, download one of those apps and listen to a guided meditation for 3 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. It could be a skill that you want to practice and hone. So my kids, I've been encouraging them to use Lent as a practice opportunity. So my son plays guitar, my daughter plays flute. They really enjoy it, but they, like most kids, they just don't practice much. And one of the things I encourage them to do is, hey, why don't you practice playing your instrument for 10 minutes a day? Doesn't have to be much, but just commit to playing your instrument once a day, 6 days a week. So Lent doesn't actually include, it's 40 days without the Sunday. So 6 days a week, and just see what happens at the end of it. Because there's something brilliant about practicing that just means I'm just going to do small things, and then it has this kind of cumulative result. And you notice a sustained progress. So I said to them, give it a go for 40 days. And actually at the end of the 40 days, you'll be amazed at how much better you are. And the progress and the improvement you've made just by, slowly, in bite-sized steps, just taking a baby step every day. You'll find at the end of the 40 days, you'll notice the difference. You'll notice the progress. So it could be practicing a skill like that, or practicing writing. If you want to write a book, maybe write for 10 minutes every day, or commit to writing 500 words every day, something like that. Or it could be around saying no, or delegation, or making time for yourself. So if actually me time is something that always falls off the list, maybe your 40 days is around self-care, recharging, well-being, or maybe it's around kindness. Being kind to yourself, or practicing acts of kindness for other people as well. So lots of different ideas there. Hopefully that's given you some ideas to think about, and I'd love to know what you decide you're going to do. So so make a decision. That's your task for today, is to make a decision, decide what it's going to be. And if you're like me, you might be thinking, hey, I've got lots of different ideas, loads of different things I want to try. What I'd encourage you to do is okay, great, capture those ideas, and and if you want to play with a couple, that's great, but make a decision about at least one thing and go, if nothing else, this is the thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. And then every day I'm going to post a tip on here, so I'd love you to just come along, watch it, share a comment, tell me how it goes when you put it into action. And then once a week we will jump back on here live and hear from you guys, see what you're up to, and review your progress as well. So let's continue the conversation on the comments. Great to see you all, and look forward to your taking these 40 days of habits as a journey together. Thanks a lot, guys.